I wanted to talk about a great comic book series from Tim Seeley and Mike Norton called Revival. This is a contained story that is told across 8 separate volumes. It's about a town where on one day people died, and then a couple of days later all the people that died on that day were revived, and they seem to be unkillable. If you take an organ out or you shoot them or injure them, they will regenerate. At the same time, they're not all quite there. They seem to be changed or missing something, and this results in them having sort of murderous tendencies or being somewhat unpredictable. And what we find through the series is that they have been separated from their souls, and their souls are these sort of roaming ghost-like creatures in the local area that certain people have seen and encountered. With this series, you have a cast of characters situated within this small town. So you tend to follow the policewoman who has the task of marshalling these people and making sure that order is kept in the town. Her name is Dana Cypress. She has a child and she's a single mum separated from her partner, or rather not partner, the child's father, and you see their relationship as well. Her sister is one of the revived, and she has been murdered on the day that the revival occurred, so there's a whodunit as well situated in there. And there are strange goings on in the town that centre around the revival and who caused it to occur. You also have local sort of redneck survivalists who want to try and use this to cause trouble and, segregate people and, basically have an excuse to run around with their guns. You've got a doctor who has been sent down by the CDC to try and identify what's going on with the problem, and you've got other characters as well that are trying to take advantage of or are deeply affected by the situation, and sort of local town family secrets come out in the process of discovering the cause of the revival. This is a series that's really well written. Initially I steered clear of it because I just thought the premise sounded a little bit sort of hacky, but actually it's really engaging, and from the first volume you're sort of into the mystery. The cast of characters are really well drawn and written, in both senses of the word. Dana Cypress is a great sort of lead character, and you believe her as a real person. The way they draw her, she is similar to her sister, so you can tell they're related, which is a really good feat for an artist to achieve, because they both got freckles and similar face shapes, but they both got totally different body types. It's sort of, her sister is younger and therefore slimmer and more sort of petite, whereas Dana is more buxom, let's say, and curvy, and the guys all like her as a result of that, and she's got this sort of history as a bit of a party girl around town that she's trying to shake off. Now she's got responsibilities as a parent, but you see those elements creeping back in. You've also got a sort of local health guru who's very old and chases the ladies and things like that, and that's a nice bit of comic relief throughout the story. Spoilers now. I mean, you find out that ultimately he was the cause of the revival. He was looking to try and prolong his life and possibly get some youth back, and he undertook a ritual from India that resulted in him having to sacrifice Dana's sister. But it went wrong because she was pregnant at the time, therefore there was too much life energy, and this resulted in the revival occurring and everything going sort of tits up. I think that was a good, satisfying explanation for the story as well, because the way the characters were led there and the mysteries surrounding it are great. You also see how the government reacts to this kind of disaster or this kind of occurrence happening, and again it feels realistic in the way that they would try and contain and control it and spin it in the media. If you're looking for a sort of mystery horror series to to enjoy, that you know is complete and you don't have to worry about being cancelled at the last minute and missing out on a conclusion, then I think Revival is really worth getting into. So the artwork is lovely, clear, but also very expressive as well, particularly when you're trying to see what the characters are thinking, what they're doing, and it just feels like a well-made, complete story.